Hi everybody, my name is Jack and I work for the West Midlands Regional Cybercrime Unit. We are incredibly excited to be supporting Safer Internet Day 2022, and for those of you watching, you are joining in thousands of young people across the UK and from approximately 170 different countries in this very special event that's celebrated every single year. Safer Internet Day is a great opportunity to celebrate all the great things about being online, whilst also ensuring we take a moment to reflect on the ways we can stay safe online. So, who are we? The West Midlands ROCU is part of a national network that consists of 10 other ROCUs. ROCU stands for Regional Organised Crime Unit. We also work with Police Scotland and PSNI. Our aim is to help protect businesses and organisations and schools from cybercrime. We also help people learn how to keep themselves safe online. In the West Midlands, we cover 4 different police force areas. So we work with West Midlands, West Mercia, Warwickshire, and then Staffordshire. But overall, our Cyber to Protect network helps to cover all 43 local police forces across England and Wales. As you can see here, there are lots of fun and positive things you can do online, such as video calling, playing games, watching videos, listening to music, chatting with friends, and then creating and learning new things as well. The internet is a wonderful place. So just take a second to pause the video and just discuss among your peers what your favorite things about being online are. I'll start you off by saying over the past, last 2 years, we've been in lockdown with our families and we've been able to use technology to communicate with family and friends that perhaps don't live with us. So the theme of this year's Safer Internet Day is all fun and games, exploring respect and relationships online. We all enjoy gaming, whether it be on PC, console, or smart devices, but there are a lot of things that can stop the game from being fun. Things like being bullied, not being able to stop, competing too much, getting in trouble for playing too much. So we've got some couple tips just to how to keep yourself safe when playing games online, really. So safe username. You shouldn't include personal details like your name, date of birth, or address in your username. You shouldn't have any details in there really that can be traced back to you. Be careful what you share. Along a similar vein, really, it's even if some small details about you can event even a couple of them can paint a picture over time so people can find out more about you. Think about who you're playing with. You could be playing with people from a variety of ages. You should report or mute anyone that's being abusive to you. And people aren't always honest about who they are, so that's something you've got to consider as well. And just be nice to everyone. You should check your privacy settings. So all consoles are different, but a good idea would be to make your profile private, just so people who aren't friends with you can't look at your profile and find more information about you. So this sounds really boring, but taking breaks is a great idea, especially if you are starting to get angry or upset. It might be a good idea to perhaps go outside, get some fresh air, go and downstairs and talk to your family, just to take a second, just to step away from it. And I know it's hard and you may not want to, but in the long run, it's a good idea. Watch out for loot boxes and in-app purchases. So these are very, very common, especially in free to play games like Fortnite and Warzone, stuff like that. But just make sure you ask the person who will be paying for this first, and make sure if you do buy anything, you've either bought it in the game or from the game's official website. So, mods and downloads aren't always safe, and cheats as well, especially if they aren't, again, from the game's official website. Mods can contain viruses that could damage your device and potentially give hackers access to your data. And also, you should be wary of unofficial trades. Trades through games should always be done through a game's official trading system. So, we're going to take a little bit of time to talk about passwords here. So, we've got 3 passwords on the screen here. We've got password, dwarf table school, and 123456789. So, if you guys just want to pause the video and just take a second and discuss which password on here do you think is going to be the strongest. And we'll come back in a second and I will demonstrate and show you which password is the strongest. Hi everyone, welcome back. So, the first password we're going to try is password. So, as you can see, this is just embarrassingly bad. It can be cracked instantly. So now we're going to try dwarf table school. 2 billion years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, instantly. Very, very poor. Things like this, password 1, 2, 3, 4, they're the first things hackers are going to try. So now we're going to try dwarf table school again, but this time we're going to add a number and then a symbol to it as well. Look at that. 7 quadrillion years. No one's cracking that anytime soon. A much, much stronger password. So, as you may have gathered from the previous demonstration, the correct answer was dwarf table school. That was the most secure password by a massive amount. So this is because it's following the government guidance on how to make a secure password, and that is to use 3 random words. So the idea behind it is that it's not difficult, it's very difficult to guess it, but it's also quite easy to remember as well. So you want to try and use these random words instead of using like your dog's name or your name, or, your favorite football team, because if people can find these things out about you, they can then guess your password. Another good idea is to add symbols, numbers, and then upper and lowercase as well to make it even more secure. And you saw in the demonstration how much it went up when I added a number and a symbol. So it's something to consider. And hackers can crack these simple passwords very, very quickly. The things like password and the list of numbers, those are the first ones that they're going to try because everyone does that. So you want to make sure you've got a nice and secure one. And you should only share your password with your parents or guardians. This is just in case you forget, really. So, apps. If you have access to internet connected devices at home, please be mindful. The app should only be downloaded from official app stores like Apple's App Store and Google's Play Store. So this is because unofficial apps they could contain viruses and malware which could hurt your device, potentially steal some of your personal data. It really isn't something you want at all. You also should only really download a new app after getting your parents' or guardians' consent. And even though these official app stores are official, they can still have bad apps on there, things that could break your device. So you just need to be really careful about what you're downloading. So here we have the minimum ages for social media. So these are based on each platform's rules. So while we hope most of you aren't using social media, some of you might have heard about it and could be using it. It's important to understand that these minimum ages are set to protect you and they're in place because of data protection laws. It's not about stopping you from having fun. It's about you being mature enough to recognize what is real and what isn't when you're online. So, what is phishing? I'll tell you what it isn't. It has nothing to do with fish at all. So phishing is untargeted mass emails. So these will be sent to many, many people asking for personal information. It might encourage them to visit a fake, dodgy website, or it could have a bad attachment that you could click on that could be bad for your computer. So the features that are kind of common in these messages, they tend to have bad grammar. They usually try to put you under pressure. It could be that they're trying to do something that seems too good to be true. They often have design errors and they come from untrusted sources. So we've got a little example here. So this shows a kind of how they could put you under pressure. So it says, you have won a brand new games console if you reply to this message in the next 30 seconds. So it's urgent. It seems like it's too good to be true, because if it's too good to be true, it usually isn't. Um, and they're trying to put you under pressure if you to reply in the next 30 seconds. But realistically, what they could be doing is installing something malicious on your computer that could do damage to you. So take a second to just pause the video and just see if perhaps you can come up with an example of your own phishing message, perhaps with one of these features. So hopefully you've enjoyed doing this little phishing exercise, and there are a lot more kind of little free games and stuff that has been developed to help you learn more about phishing and cybersecurity. So ask your teachers if you can review the Be Cyber Smart barefoot lesson plans that we've shared. So these will have been sent out to any teacher that signed up for this event. So the SMART rules, just going to give you 5 quick tips just to keep you as safe as possible online. So, safe. Do not give out your personal information when you are chatting or posting online. So examples of personal information could be things like email addresses, passwords, phone numbers, addresses, anything that can be used to trace back to you. Meet. Meeting a stranger you met online can be dangerous. Only do so with your parents' or carers' permission, and even then, only when they can be there too. Accepting. Accepting emails, messages, or opening files, images, or text from people you don't know can lead to problems. These things could contain viruses or just nasty messages. It's not stuff you need, for your personal mental health and then also the health of your device. Reliable. Someone online might lie about who they are, and information on the internet may not be true. So you've got to ask yourself, do you trust this information? Has it come from a reliable source? Also, asking a parent, guardian, or teacher for their opinion on something is always a good way forward if you're unsure. So feel free to pause the video at this point if you want to have a discussion about whether you can trust all the things you see online. Tell. Tell a parent, carer, or trusted adult if someone or something makes you feel uncomfortable or worried, or if someone you know is being bullied online. You should never, ever, ever suffer in silence. And on from that theme, how and where can you get help? So, number one, the most important thing, the thing that you should always do first, tell a trusted adult. So, if you're having problems on or offline, the first thing you should do is to tell your parents, guardians, or teachers, and they're potentially going to be able to help you figure out where to go next. So, number two, social media reporting. So, if someone is posting offensive content or sending hurtful messages, you should block and report them through the social media you're using. So all modern social medias have the ability to block, report, and set your account to private. So in our resource pack that we've sent round to your teachers, we've included social media checklists, which explain how to set up a nice and secure account. Number three, COP. So if you are worried about something that you have seen online or the way someone has been communicating with you, you can make a report through the COP website. Number four, Childline. So Childline will provide advice if perhaps you don't feel you can talk to your friends or family, or you just want just a bit of general advice. You can call them on 0800 1111, or you can get advice online. They've got some great tips on there. Also, it's got a really good little forum, so you can talk to experts. You can anonymously ask questions of young people who might have been in the same situation as you. It's an excellent resource. Number five, you've got the NSPCC. They give great advice online as well, and just a load of tips for staying safe online. Number six, Action Fraud. So Action Fraud is the main reporting service for fraud and cybercrime in the UK. So if your social media account has been hacked, it should be reported through here. When you've been asked what you want to do when you grow up, have you ever thought about a job in cybersecurity or technology? Tech is a very exciting industry to work in. So we've got some examples on the screen here: ethical hacker, software developer, software engineer, cybersecurity analyst, game developer, programmer. And while I appreciate you've got loads and loads of time to decide what you do when you grow up, there are loads of opportunities that are available now for you to get involved in and see if you're interested in this. So we've got some examples down here. We've got Code Academy, Code Club, Coder Dojo, and these platforms are really, really good places to learn coding in a really simple and fun way. So coding is using a programming language to make a computer do what you want it to do. So it's used in creating all the software we use today. So apps, games, websites, anything like that. Thank you so much for listening and for taking part in Safer Internet Day 2022. We hope that you found today's session really, really useful.